On June 30th, 2024, Peter Jaggers, leader of the feared Cape Town gang known as the Terrible Yours, is preparing for the biggest heist of his life, stealing a shipment valued at over $1.5 million. But this is no ordinary robbery. This shipment is not only protected by the ruthless Bulgarian mafia, but it is also linked to the Colombian Cartel and the 28 gang. But how did it all happen? What happened with Peter Jaggers and the Colombian Cartel? It all began when the Maritime Rescue Coordination Center received a distress call from a location approximately 80 miles from Simonstown, South Africa. The center dispatched a couple of rescue boats, and when they arrived at the location, they found 6 men stranded on a boat in the middle of nowhere. The men explained that they had run out of fuel during their journey, and the rescuers believed them, safely transferring them to shore. Once on land, the 6 men looked around with relief, as they were the only ones who knew what was really going on. If successful, they were about to become millionaires. One of the 6 men grabs a phone and calls his relative, Peter Jaggers, the gang leader. In the call, he informed him that it was time to send the second boat, as previously agreed. Peter had been making deals with the Colombian Cartel and the Bulgarian Mafia, acting as an intermediary in the drug trade between the two groups. Basically, the Colombians would send the cocaine on a ship inside a container and mark it with a GPS tracker, then send the container's location to Peter. Peter's role was to pick up the shipment and deliver it to the Bulgarians. However, this time would be different. This time, Peter would try to keep the shipment for himself, something he would soon regret. Now, what was Jaggers' plan, and how did he intend to escape from the Bulgarian Mafia and the Colombian Cartel? Before continuing, please subscribe so I can keep making videos. For Jagger to become a millionaire, he had to deceive both criminal organizations. The plan was to use the first boat as a decoy, pretending that the shipment had been lost in the depths due to a storm, and also simulating that they had run out of fuel. But the key to the plan was the second boat, as Peter wanted all the cocaine to be sent on the second boat, thus tricking both mafias. For the moment, the plan was going as expected, but 48 hours later, everything would take a dramatic turn. One of the Colombian bosses received a call, expecting that the deal was done and everything had gone according to plan. However, on the other end of the line, he heard one of the Bulgarian bosses, and the Colombian's face quickly changed. You can imagine what was said in the call. Without a second thought, the Colombian boss booked a flight from Colombia to Johannesburg for his hitman. Peter Jagger had become the #1 target of the Colombian cartel. Once the Colombian arrived in South Africa, he contacted and met with the Bulgarians, and together they devised a plan to trap Jagger without raising suspicion. They arranged a meeting in Johannesburg to get explanations from Jagger and have him take responsibility for the lost shipment. Initially, Jagger almost didn't attend the meeting, but he agreed to avoid suspicion. Both organizations already knew that Jagger had betrayed them, as this was quite common in the world of crime. What Jagger didn't know was that this was all a trap. According to an intelligence report, Jaggers, Peterson, and a third person arrived at OR Tambo International Airport around 11 p.m. and were taken to the Emperor's Palace, where they checked into the Pont Doral Grand Hotel. A few hours after checking in, Jaggers and Peterson left the hotel to attend a meeting with the Bulgarian crime syndicate. They were driven in a luxury car, and the service provided was high-end VIP service. However, in reality, everything was a facade, and Jagger fell straight into the trap. During the drive to the meeting, the car stopped before reaching its destination, and a Colombian man entered the vehicle with them, pulled out a gun, and smiled at his 2 friends. At that moment, Jagger realized the game was over, and it had come to an end. After several days of pure suspense, Jagger's wife began to notice that something had happened, as he wasn't responding to her messages. A few days later, she decided to report him as missing. Upon returning home after filing the case at the Bishop Lavis police station, she received a notification from an unknown number. The content of the message made her heart sink. It was proof of life from the Colombians demanding the return of the container, or they would never see Peter Jaggers and William Peterson again. One of the voice notes sent directly to Peter's wife was especially chilling. "We are not playing. You have 24 hours to bring the money or return the merchandise, or we will come after your family." The threat was suffocating, and with each passing day, the danger grew. Screenshots of frantic negotiations between Peter's associates and the cartel exposed the depth of the crisis. His family desperately pleaded for alternatives, offering whatever they could to de-escalate the situation, but the cartel's response was ruthless. "If we don't get our merchandise, we will bomb your house." They were also offered the option of sending several $1,000,000, something that was obviously impossible. Peter's associates tried to negotiate with the man, offering anything to pay the debt, as they didn't know where the cocaine was. The man responded, demanding 50 million rands. Knowing they couldn't raise that amount in such a short time, they offered to work for the Colombian Cartel until the debt was paid off. The Colombian replied, "Do not contact this number again. I gave you many chances. Now it's too late for your boss." However, they tried to contact him again, but received no response. It was October 11th, 2024, exactly 4 months after the disappearance of the South African kingpin. A man was walking near the Vaal River in Free State, South Africa, when he noticed something unusual floating. Realizing what it was, he immediately called the police. When the officers arrived, they discovered the bodies of Peter Jaggers and William Peterson. They were chained, and heavy objects had been used to keep them submerged. The image of what happened inside the vehicle with the Colombian holding a gun became clearer. They had been kidnapped on the spot and tortured for almost 4 months. Then they were taken to the Vaal River, chained, and thrown into the water alive. Peter's death does not stop the drug trafficking operations of the terrible Josters. It merely opens the door for the next ambitious contender, ready to take his place in the violent world of drug trafficking in the Western Cape. If you enjoyed this incredible story, please don't forget to leave a like and, most importantly, subscribe for more videos. But before wrapping up the video, I want to announce a giveaway. I aim to build a strong community around this channel and create an audience that genuinely wants to watch the videos. So since this is the first video, I'll be giving away $100 if the video gets more than 200 likes. To participate, just subscribe, leave a like, and post 3 positive comments about the video. In the next video, I'll announce the winner and get in touch via email. See you in the next video, and good luck.